guys? Welcome to 3 Mississippi. I'm Mike.
I'm Frankie.
And we are progressing on the build of the chicken coop.
Yep.
Let's do it. Okay, so as would be typical for me, I have made some redesigns to this mid-construction. So, and I'm gonna explain them right now. First of all, the first redesign is I built these floor joists out of 2x4s. You're supposed to use 2x6s for floor joists, okay? Or better. But since it's a chicken coop, I'm like 2x4s are fine. Occasionally somebody's gonna come in here to clean it out. It's gonna be Sid or Frankie. It's a chicken coop. So we built these floor joists at 2x4s. And then I got to thinking, I'm gonna be putting feed in the other side of this. 300 pounds per 55-gallon drum. That's not gonna work. So Frankie and I came in today, slid some 4x4 beams underneath this, drove some wedges in. You see my little homemade wedges down here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Drove some wedges in, wedged these beams up against the bottom of the floor. Then we built some little forms and poured concrete and made sure the concrete got up under the beams and around them. So kind of an afterthought. I definitely did not save any labor by doing that, but I'm glad I did it because I'm not going to be comfortable with this floor holding the weight of feed on this side. And if I was going to do one side, I might as well go all the way across. So that's redesign number 1. Should have used 2x6s. Use 2x6s, people. But this is now definitely going to be able to hold whatever weight I want to put in it. Redesign number 2. The original design had a floor here, and then it was going to turn, and there was going to be another 8x8 section right here. Okay. And once I got this floor laid out and I started looking at, because I was going to do an 8x8 chicken coop, an 8x8 brooder, and an 8x8 feed room. And that is just overkill. So I got to looking at this, and 8x8 is plenty for the feed and the brooder, okay? So the brooder is going to be this half, and I'm actually going to build 2-foot wide brooders coming off the wall, probably 3 high, at least 2. Okay, this side is going to be for the feed, and I'm going to have a double door that opens right here so that we can actually bring the feed with a pallet fork on the tractor and set it down right inside this room. Okay, or at least get the pallet up close and roll it off into this room. I'm not sure how high the door is going to be, but either way, it'll be a lot easier to have the tractor assist. So I decided I'm going to kill that whole additional 8x8 room, which saves me a bunch of money and labor because, you know, the lumber to build that, and then the roof was going to have to turn to do that L shape. All right. So there was going to be a bunch of extra labor and money in the roof. So by paring it down to one rectangular area, I have a very simple lean-to roof design. Okay. Now let's talk about the roof, because that's redesign number 3. Okay, so the roof is just going to be a lean-to style roof, all right? And the original design was, I automatically think, take the water away from the structure. And since the inside here is chicken run area, my original thought was the roof was going to slope that direction, and the water was going to run off there, and maybe I'll put a little gravel in or a little French drain or something. But I was out here the other day, and it was super windy, and the wind was just blowing up out of that pasture. Notice how there's no leaves down in that pasture, and notice how many leaves are up here, okay? and it dawned on me. When we have real wind events or real storms, they come out of the south or out of the southwest, traveling northeast, every time when it's a really bad storm. So do I want a roof pitched to the south like this, allowing that wind to get underneath of it and rip it off and throw it at my house? So the answer to that's no. So I'm now going to pitch the roof towards the south so that, you know, it's not going to get torn off in a storm. And that's also going to give me the ability to add solar panels to the south side of this roof, which I'm going to want to do for sure. I'm going to have to put a little rain gutter down here and push the water off over there, or else it's just going to pour in here. But that's an easy solve. So so that's redesign number 3. We're not done yet, so there may be more.
Stay tuned.
My wristwatch is broken, my shoes are untied. Time is a-ticking, and so is the tide. But I am not worried, things are what they are. Come rain or come shine or a shooting star. I've been to the south, I've been to the north.
91 and an 8. Now go as high as you can go. Okay, 91 and an 8. All right, so we need one. What's the bottom one called? On the bottom of the wall? It's called the bottom plate.
Okay.
What do you think the one on top's called?
Top plate.
There you go. And how long do they need to be?
91 and an 8.
91 and an 8. Measure me out 91 and an 8.
I'm not good with fractions.
Well, nothing will get you better at fractions than building.
That's a lot.
See the longest line between 91 and 92?
That's half.
That's a half. What do you
Yeah.
think the next longest lines are? See how there's the next one that's the next longest? What do you think that is?
I could not tell you.
What's half of what is half of half? That line right there is half of half. That's a quarter.
Okay.
So then directly between the quarter, what's that line? What's half of a quarter?
1/8.
1/8. So 2 little hash marks is an 1/8. So mark 91 and an 1/8.
I hate everything.
Look, you got an opposable thumb, right?
Yes.
Put your opposable thumb up against that and hold it up against it. Now you're all over the place. I'm gonna cut this
I
one.
know.
I'm gonna cut this one because do the next one better, okay?
Yeah.
There you go. I think we need to get you a pencil, a tape measure, and a square so that you're not constantly using mine.
Well, I don't have one.
I think you should have to buy them.
So whose fault is that?
Tradesmen have to own their own tools.
That's nice.
I'm paying you to do this work. You need to start showing up with your tools.
Hey, you hear that? Guess I don't have a choice.
Look at your cut.
You don't talk about it.
Pretty dang crooked.
It's okay.
So, the siding that we're using is 48 inches, okay? So, unfortunately, one of the 8 feet is actually the inside of this. So we're gonna need to add a stud right here so that we can attach to that, right? But we're going to have a stud right here anyway because we're framing our wall up inside the inside, okay? Where else are we gonna definitely need to have a stud? Right at 48 inches.
At the church on your wedding day.
No, not gonna be a stud. You're gonna be an IT guy. The streets are nice. Welcome to the world that we live in. Okay, so check it out. I want you to visualize this, Frankie. So our sheet of plywood, or our sheet of T111, is gonna stand straight up and down, and it's 48 inches wide. Okay, it's going from the outside we need to have, oh, see, we're gonna have a door right here. So it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. It'll matter on the sidewalls, but this lesson is gonna have to get put on hold. So we are gonna do 16-inch centers, okay?
Okay.
So from the outside, we're gonna measure our 16s. That 32 right there, that's gonna be the edge of a door.
Okay.
Okay. From there, the door, the opening is gonna be 32 inches wide. Okay. But we have another stud called a jack stud on the inside of this stud. So right here, we got another 16 inches, and then our next 16 inches is all the way here. So everywhere that the number is red, that's 16 inches since the last one. They do that to make it faster for carpenters. So you just know everywhere there's a red number, boom, that's a 16 inch, that's a 16 inch, that's a 16 inch, boom. There you go. You mark it all the red spots once you get the first one laid out, and now you're on 16-inch centers. And remember, that's where the center of the 2x4 is gonna sit, right? Standing up out of the middle of that mark. And the cool thing about 16-inch centers is 16 multiplies evenly into 48.
Yeah.
And a lot of sheets of material are 48 inches wide, right?
That's what she said.
When we do the roof rafters, we're gonna do probably 24-inch centers. They probably don't need to be 16 because they're 2x6s and we're not putting any weight on the roof. But still, 24 inches goes evenly into 48 if you were putting sheeting on there.
What if I get chickens that want to dance on the ceiling?
Yeah, she did at the last house. They'd sleep on the
We don't talk about those chickens. So what we're gonna do, normally I wouldn't mark these like this, but we're gonna mark these so that they're easy to see from the opposite side. This is gonna be the side we put the nails and screws in, okay? Now, if you wanna be fast, you could just take another 2x4, lay it on top of this. Where's the other one? Back there.
Yeah.
Grab that one.
Ooh.
Ew, ew, ew.
Ah, it's still alive.
Looking bugs at me.
I'll grab my jacket.
Okay, now all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna transfer these, okay?
Transfer the marks.
Yep.
It's like when they stamp your hand at a club and then you lick your hand and you put it on your friend's hand. Is that like the same thing?
What?
Don't teach her that.
Oh. I never did it. I just know about it.
the outside sheeting is gonna go. There you go.
How many did they mark? 2?
Every 16 inches, put a mark.
Okay.
So actually, 3/4 would be the edge, and then another 1.5 inches is my jack. Okay, and the reason it's important that I figure out where the inside of that jack stud is because that's where I'm measuring my 32-inch opening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn 1 inch. No, I'm going to burn 3 inches so I can get it flat right there. Okay, so now I got to add 3 to 32, which is what?
35.
35. I was almost there, and then Mom said,
Okay, so that is now my door. Okay, that's my door.
It's like a portal to another universe full
"What'd
of
you say?"
chickens.
So now my door, remember that's the outside of the jack stud. Okay, so the question is, where is my next stud? Okay,
16
let's
inches.
take a look. My next stud, oops, would have been right here. Okay, so my next stud is here. All right, I'm gonna have to add one on the side of this door. Gotta have one. So that's one for sure. Okay, because it's on 16-inch centers. And now what I got to do is I got to come back here to my jack stud, and I got to figure out if my jack stud's there. So now we're just going to transfer this to this one.
My work means nothing. Nothing. You were just taking the board. I stood up.
Well, you just got to get it basically in its spot. You can't try to get them all perfect. You got to work on one at a time. You get them basically where they're going to be.
I was making a joke, but okay.
We've passed the point where he has a sense of humor.
It's that point in the
I don't
day.
wake up with a sense of humor. I don't go to sleep with one.
Too short. Can't get any more.
Get a running start from the side and push.
Get a running start.
That's how you die. Don't take such advice.
This is how you get final destination.
Lean it towards you
What? Okay.
and lift.
What?
You want to set the bottom in first.
Nope. Stop.
Go.
Everybody calm down.
Hey, if violence is an option, always choose violence.
That's not something you should teach a kid.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Let's see. Long day. It's starting to rain.
Yeah.
We got some progress done. We actually are going to finish, hopefully, framing up the last wall on the other end before the sky opens up. Maybe not, but we've covered the materials with a tarp, and we're about done for the day.
Yeah.
So, thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the little bell at the bottom so you get a notification when we post new content. And leave a comment, ask a question, ask me why I put the walls up before I put the subfloor down. Go ahead, I dare you. Ask me that question. Or better yet, put a comment down below on why you think I did not put the subfloor down and stand the walls up on top of it like most people would do.
That's a lot of words.
Yeah. Good night.
Bye.